Me over here. Okay. So now let's get started. We're gonna go over some equations. I had a nice crazy one before it just decided to tank on me, but we'll see what we can come up with. So I'm purposely making this a little obnoxious so you guys can see that it doesn't really matter what we have. It's just a matter of figuring it out. Got dropping emojis in the chat. So in case you're not here today or in class today on this Monday, the 16th, we're doing recording and I got people in class right now. It's like I'm living in two worlds. So we're gonna train track this. Make sure you guys copy this all down. You're gonna actually have lots of room. This can get messy. Now I want to preface this problem with saying there's multiple ways of doing this, right? Some people might distribute first. Yep. Some people could do that. Some people might want to get rid of division first. There's all different ways to do this. The class says distributive property, so we'll do that first. So on the left-hand side, we're going to distribute the 4. On the right-hand side, we're going to distribute the -7. Now, notice that I purposely put a bunch of negative signs. We got some smart kids in class. So watch your signs. So 4 times 2x minus 3. So 4 times both of those is going to get us an 8x. 4 times -3 is -12. When you multiply signs that are different, you get a negative. The plus 6 comes along for the ride. We're still dividing by 3. And then we're going to get -7 times -6, which is a positive because when you multiply signs that are the same, they always come out positive. And then -7 times 2x is -14x. All right. Hopefully you're situated. The SpongeBob actors for Barnacle Boy and Mermaid. I didn't know it was the same person. I haven't watched SpongeBob in a long, long time, but back in the day, used to rock with SpongeBob. Okay, now here you can take this two ways. You could multiply by 3 first, or you can combine like terms first, because those are both constants. I'm going to do that. I'm going to try and write a little small RIP. You guys know that I watched live the very first SpongeBob episode. I remember seeing the commercials on Nickelodeon, and I remember watching the very first episode. So I combined like terms. I combined the -12 and the +6. I had less than what I got, so then I got negative. There was once an ugly barnacle. It was so ugly that everyone died. R.I.P. Shout out the OG Hansinator for that one. All right, so we're gonna multiply both sides by 3. Speaking of which, I was gonna start doing it last hour, but then I got caught doing great. I'm gonna start recording for the Q&A video. 8x minus 6. So when you multiply and divide by the same number, you get a 1. It simplifies to 1. That's what we want to do. And then on the right-hand side, you're distributing this 3. And time to pull out our big brain math here. 3 times 40 is 120. 3 times 2 is 6. 120 plus 6 is 126. 3 times 14, I do 3 times 10 and gets 30. 3 times 4 is 12. Add them together, that's 42, but it's negative, so that's negative 42x. All right, now I'm going to ask for your apologies, forgiveness, because I'm coming over here. I'm just going to get a little ugly. So I'm just going to bring this over as is. That's an x. Hopefully you're following along. Over here, I distributed. Over here, I combined like terms. I multiplied. And now I have x's on both sides of the equation. So I want to move them to all to be on one side. So I look at them, 8x and a -42x. Personally, I always try to move the smaller one. It's less stress on the arms, right? Less muscles to use. So to get rid of or to move a -42x, you add it to both sides. Add 42x to both sides. of the equation using the addition property of equality. That makes a 0 on the right, which is what we want. It's gone. And then we get a 50x minus 6. Oh, I'm glitching. There we go. Equals 126. All right. From that point on, this is a two-step. We can all hit that two-step. We add 6 on both sides. This is going to have an ugly answer, but that's okay because just like barnacles, like, and you get 50x equals 132. To get the x by itself, you need to get rid of the 50. It's multiplication, so we do the opposite or the inverse operation, which is division. Divide by 50 on both sides, and 132 or 50 is fine. I know that those are two even numbers, so I can divide them both by 2, and if I divide them both by 2, I get 25 in the denominator, and 132 divided by 2 sounds like 76 to me. So approximately 3, a little more than 3 is our answer, and that's the solution. I booger. So YouTube and class, how are you guys feeling about this? Keep getting disconnected. Man, technology ain't working. Apparently we got vaccine news coming through. So maybe by the end of the school year we can be back in person. Do you have like a hotspot, or like what's your Wi-Fi situation? Because I know my Wi-Fi has its days where I get kicked out, but it's not very often. Google stuff, computer maybe. All right, so that was a lot. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps. We did 6 steps. How about we try another one? And this time, class A, I'm gonna ask that you guys kind of help me through it. Let's do one like this. You guys in the chat, tell me some numbers to put in here. Making vaccine, cooking in the kitchen. 3. Okay. Minus 8 times divided by 7. Ooh, let's really funky this up. Anybody else got any numbers for me? -9. There we go. Let's hit this with the drop in Aubrey's 5. There we go. So this is a really ugly barnacle. Hopefully we're all not going to die by the end of this problem though. So I'm going to give you guys a second to write this down. I really hope if you guys are watching these videos that you're actually writing this down, because I know I'm entertaining and I'm great to listen to, but that's not really helping you get better. So make sure you get yourself better. You can't see, but I love the videos. Well, guess what? Because you can't see this live, I'll repost it. And I'm getting plenty compliments in the chat, and I appreciate that. I really do. Because I can tell you lately, I haven't had anybody participate, like not anybody, but participation in class has been so low that I've been kind of like over it. But because people like you watch the videos, that makes me feel like I'm doing something. So, can I get a recommendation for what to do first? What do you guys think we should do first? There's a lot going on here. The one video helped a lot. Let's go. Yeah, distribute. I can distribute. And that's what I love about math, guys, is that although it's pretty rigid and you can only get one right answer, usually there's many ways to find that answer. So -2 times -10, negative times a negative is a positive. -2 times 3x is -6x. This is -8, all divided by 7. That -9 is still hanging out. Bruh, I'm going to bring this over here. Sorry, that's ugly, but it is what it is. And then over here, I'm just going to bring this over. The 10x plus 20 over 5. Beautiful. All right, now here's the thing where things can start getting a little messy if you're not being careful. If you look at the left-hand side, and if your instinct is to multiply by 7 right away, in this situation, you'd be wrong. because this negative 9 is still hanging out there, and if you forget to multiply that as well, you're going to mess up. So what I would do is I'd look to the right-hand side and see if I can clean that up so I can get that 9 over there. Question, is 10 divisible by 5? Is 20 divisible by 5? So on the right-hand side, what we can do is we can just go ahead right away and clean that up by dividing. So we're going to get 10x divided by 5, which is 2x, and 20 divided by 5, which is 4. And that's what we're looking like there. So now I can go ahead and say, okay, negative 9, get your negative self over there to the right-hand side, and I'm going to move you by adding 9 on both sides, which is the addition property of equality. Make sure I throw my train tray back in there to not make sure I'm not getting messy, because I tend to get a little sloppy. That's not my strength as a human. Negative 6x minus 8 over 7. And I'm going to pause for a second so you guys can all get your life together, but also I'd love an idea of what to do next. R.I.P. Jeopardy dude. That's valid, McKenna. I can do that. Because those are both on the same side, because they're both being divided by negative 7, I can just combine them right away. CLT. 20 minus 8, that's a positive or negative, so you're going to take away. It's like spending some cash. You got 12 minus 6x divided by 7 equals 2x plus 13, and we're going to take a little walk. You know what you guys would love about my class if we were in person is I'm a big believer in walks. So pretty much every day, every other day in class, we go for a walk around school or outside if it's nice. And if it's been nice out, we'd be going outside. And then I don't know if you guys are on my TikTok, but there's like a video of us playing it's one of my first ones. I'm like hopping around or playing Sharks vs. Minnows. So we go in the hallway, and I usually play Sharks vs. Minnows every now and then. I try because school can be boring sometimes. So take 5-10 minutes, go have some fun. All right. Can I get an idea? What do I do next? TikTok at Mr. Answer 414. My last video only got like 35 views. My TikTok ain't popping no more. I also don't post anymore, but that's what happens. So we're dividing by 7. So I would get rid of that by multiplying by 7. Sub to Bamboo Boat. I don't know who Bamboo Boat is. I think they've commented on my stuff before. So I'm multiplying by 7. That's a 7. It looks terrible. It is. And when you multiply and divide by 7, it simplifies to 1. For all those listeners out there, can you give me you're Bamboo Boat? Then I'll definitely subscribe to Bamboo Boat. All right, then we got 7 plus 13. My daughter's walking the room. What up, kid?
Do we have a bottle that would work for a sensory bottle?
Any water bottle? Here, use this one.
Oh, good idea.
You just need to hot glue it shut, otherwise it'll spill.
Okay.
Bro, what was I doing? My daughter didn't have school today. MPS is a lot more gracious with the days off. All right, I'm gonna subscribe to Bamboo Boat as soon as I'm done teaching this lesson today. I think I'm at 305, 305 maybe. All right, 7 times 13 is 7 times 10 is 70. 3 times 3, 7 times 3 is 21. 91 is my answer. We got some Z's. What you saying? I'm sleepy, dog, or you're sleepy? All right, now same scenario as last time. This is when we haven't done a ton of practice on. I was gonna make coffee. I got up at 5:30 today. Fed my baby, and then I had to go drop my truck off to get O2 sensor fixed. So I dropped that off at like 6:30. drove home. Waking up early is clutch. But I haven't had coffee yet. I probably will when I get tired. Ooh, 3.5 hours sleep is no bueno. No bueno. So I'm looking at these X's, and I got a smaller one on the left and a bigger one on the right. More value. I'm going to move the negative one. But you could move the 14X. I want to make sure that's totally true and valid. You guys can do things your own way as long as you come to the same solution. I'm telling you, as a person that's not as young, I never really learned how to properly sleep or take naps, and I really wish I would have. Because if I knew how to take naps, man, I could live life on a cheat code. Like I could power nap multiple times a day and only have to sleep 4 hours at night. It would be amazing. So now this is just a two-step. I'm subtracting 91 from both sides. Now 12 is a lot closer to 0 than 91, so we're going to go way into the negative. You're overdrafting your bank account real bad. 12 minus 91, I hate doing 2s and 1s, so that's going to be 10. Take away that. That'll be 81, and then add 2. That's going to be negative 79 equals 20x. Big brain. I'm saying my brain's a pretty strong muscle. Got to work on it. Now, if this was an 80, this would be a 4. So I'm just going to leave this like this. So negative 79 over 20 is our answer, which approximately is negative 4. Getting them brain push-ups in today. So I'm going to leave this up for a second so you guys can pause it, take some notes, jot it down. If you have questions on what I did, you can highlight that real quick. So first step, distributive property. Second step, reduce with division. Third step, combine like terms. Nope, sorry, I lied. That's the fourth step. Third step was move this negative 9 over here by adding. Fourth step, combine like terms. Fifth step, distributive property at multiplying by 7. Sixth step, get x's on one side. Seventh step, subtract 91 on both sides. Eighth step, divide by 20 on both sides. We went from 6 to 8. This is what I love about equations. I could literally give you guys the most stupid, obnoxious equations ever. And if you follow the steps, you're going to get it right every time. Every time. Like Travis Scott. Getting goosebumps. I don't know if you guys are Travis Scott fans. I'm really not. But he had a PlayStation merch drop. It was skate decks and sweaters. I almost bought some to flip them, but I didn't. Because I don't know enough. I'm trying to get a PS5 so I can flip it. You guys see how much those PS5s are going for? Like a stack. Should I do another one like that or something else? Let's see what my class says. Something else. My brain hurts. Yeah, I can understand that. So let's bring it back down a little bit. Money. Telling you guys gotta. I'm thinking of starting this web series and calling it Hustling with Hanson and making videos about how you guys can make money because that's important. Let's just do some simple ones then. I guess throw things out there that you think you need practice on. You'd watch every video. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make it. I think I'll do a free one, and then eventually, if I get a bunch of views, I can make it into a e-course and sell it, and then offer business consulting. Even though I don't have a ton of business experience, I feel like I know what I'm talking about. I mean, I also don't have to do it anymore. So let's do one more, and then just for YouTube, and then I'll wrap it, and then we can do whatever in class. So let's say we had something like this. All right, something like that. Negative 2 plus 3x all divided by 2 plus 4x equals 10x. I'm going to show you what happens if you wanted to multiply first. So I don't advise this. I personally would subtract 4x first. But let's say you're like, no, I got this. So you're going to multiply by 2, and you have to put the whole side in parentheses. And that's always the mistake. What people will do, and I'll put it in red so you know it's bad, people will go like this, multiply by 2 and forget about the 4x, and it messes up the whole problem. So if you're going to do it before you move the 4x, you have to multiply everything. So we're multiplying by 2. Those two simplify to 1. We're going to get negative 2 plus 3x because that just cancels. It simplifies. I shouldn't use the word cancel for that. But then we're also going to multiply the 4x. So that's going to become an 8x. And then 2 times 10x is 20x. Bunch of x's. Some of you guys need to slow down. Slow your roll. too young for that many. Combine like terms. Now we got a two-step. Let's move the smaller x over, which in this case is 11x. So we're going to subtract 11x on both sides using the subtraction property of equality. And we're going to get a funky decimal, and that's okay because just like life, numbers can be messy. X equals negative 2/9, which is a relatively small number. Smile. So, YouTube, we'll see you later. You got some live. This is coming straight from the den, straight from the class, straight from the office.